Okay, we're going to record the video Sunday, week 7, and this morning I'm gonna do another brain train video. So this has been a week of 7 days doing it every single day, and it's good of not breaking the chain, which is a productivity method I'm trying to follow. It's a Seinfeld thing, so I think it's called Don't Break the Chain. It's pretty cool, you should check it out. Alright, let's switch to, maybe we'll start with the word back burner, and we'll go for 5 minutes. Have a timer here, and let's change it to this browser on. No, browser is not on. Let me just put the browser on, just in case we need to look something up. Oops. Yes, here we go, browser. Because sometimes we need to look up something, some words which are interesting. Well, today we start with back burner, and the timer starts now. So back burner.
Back burner.
Yeah, this is British pronunciation.
Back burner.
Okay, to delay doing something because it does not need your attention immediately, or because it is not as important as other things that you need to do immediately. Alison backburned her prestigious law career when she had a baby. The project has been backburned. Oh, I didn't know. So it's put on a back burner, but this is a verb. It's pretty cool. So, I backburned my oops, let me just okay, I backburned my shopping because I had some other urgent things to do. Backburners. It's not procrastination, rather backburning and paying attention to more important things. Next one, back catalogue. Music the performer has recorded in the past. What's your back catalogue? Oh, never heard of that word. That's pretty cool. They brought all their back catalogues with them. Back chat. A rude reply to someone who is telling you what to do. Back talk, back chat. None of your back chat to your homework. Back chat. It's British. Back chat. Cool, I like it. Back talk.
Back chat. Back chat.
Back chat. I like back chat because it just sounds like kind of unimportant, has the dimension of it's chat. It's not important. Back chat. It's a back chat. None of your back chat. Backcloth. Backcloth. Backdrop. Okay, so backcloth is the same as backdrop. Backcomb. Backcomb. Backcomb.
Backcomb.
To comb your hair against the way it grows in order to make it look thicker and shape it into a style. Tease, American English. Synonym. Tease. Okay, so synonym is a tease. Teasing your hair. Backcomb. Backcombing is British. Backcountry, especially Australian English, a country area where few people live. In backcountry. Okay, backcountry.
Backcountry.
American English, an area, especially in the mountains, away from roads and towns. Oh, basically the same thing as backcountry. Backcountry. Backdate. Backdate. To make something have its effect from an earlier date. Backdate something from to something. The pay increase will be backdated to January. like in English, to write an earlier date on a document or check that when it was actually written. Backdoor. Secret or not publicly stated as your intention. A backdoor tax price. Backdoor. A door at the back or side of a building. Getting through the back door. Backdoor. Secret or not publicly stated as your intention. A backdoor tax rise. That's pretty cool, actually. Let's go and do this backdate. To make something have its effect from an earlier date. It's a verb, so he backdated the pay increase will be backdated to January. He backdated the documents to make things formal. American English. To write an earlier date on a document or check that when it was actually written. To write an earlier date on a document. Okay, so can you backdate it? Backdate. She backdated her. Paper submission to make it look like she finished much earlier. Backdoor. Secret or not publicly stated as your intention. A backdoor tax rise. So there were a few, that's adjective. There was a few backdoor. There was a few backdoor laws that were introduced. There's a backdoor. The legislation introduced a few backdoor loops. You can say that any legislation brings some backdoor faults, backdoor loops, backdoor advantages that can be exploited by unscrupulous people. Backdoor. A door at the back or side of a building. Getting through the back door. To achieve something by having an unfair secret advantage. Getting through the back door. His father works there, so he got in through the back door. A door at the back or side of a building. Back door. That's pretty cool. Metaphor. Got in through the back door. Got his pay raise through the back door. Because she got into the school through the back door. Her mum was a state inspector. Backdrop. Let's see what the backdrop is. Backdrop. Literary, the scenery. Behind something that you are looking at. Backdrop to a scenery. The sea made a splendid backdrop to the garden. Backdrop to the garden. The conditions or situation in which something happens against the backdrop of something. A love story set against a backdrop of war and despair. That's a nice word. A painted cloth hung across the back of a stage. So that's probably the original meaning of backdrop. A painted cloth hung across the back of a stage. A backdrop against the backdrop of something. He became successful against the backdrop of the zeitgeist of economic problems. She improved her grades against the backdrop of her living conditions. Okay, so backdrop is pretty cool word. A review back door, that was great. Back door, getting through the back door, or objective at back door. Laws, introducing secret, that's great. Backdate, backdate was a good word. Backcountry, in the backcountry, back home is calling it backwards. Backchat, backcloth is the same as backdrop. Backcloth, cool. And back catalog. There's also a back burner to do something more important. It's quite a lot of new words that are very useful. So, backcloth to back home, and the last one was backdoor, backdrop. All right.
Backdrop.
Cool. All right, so we can stop recording and upload it.